Okay, welcome in. Gonna get back into The Matrix, Path of Neo tonight. Seems like we're closing up on the Matrix Revolutions portion of the game. Or, no, I'm sorry, I have that wrong. We're closing up on the Matrix Reloaded portion of the game, and we're about to get into the Matrix Revolutions segment. But I don't know how much of this game is left. Again, we talked about it a little bit last night, but to me, I mean, unless they come up with a completely original scenario, which they might, it doesn't seem like there's going to be a whole lot to do inside Matrix Revolutions, because most of that movie was outside of the Matrix, and it wasn't until like the very end where they kind of did a handful of things. So there's a couple scenarios that could play out. Either it's going to be a very short segment, and we're going to see what we saw pretty much in Matrix Revolutions, or there's going to be original content where they're going to throw in some stuff, or the third thing that could happen is that the game is going to do what it hasn't done yet, and to do a handful of segments in the real world, which, I don't know, might be piloting one of the crafts or something like that. Who knows? But we're going to find out. So let's go ahead and get into it. Everything should be set up here. Let's take a look. There we go. Launch it up. And, of course, I have to also boost the audio for this. I don't reap those rewards or benefits, but you guys can hear it a little bit better. Probably would help if it's unmuted too. There we go. It might be, and if it does end up being on the shorter side, what I'll probably do is switch over to a new game. I don't think I'm ready to get back into Final Fantasy VII just yet. I do want to do a little bit of grinding with that and see if maybe I could get some level 3 tier limit breaks for a few people. Maybe take a look and see about getting Eris's final weapon, because should be approaching the time when we're about to get it too. We already got the Cosmo Memory, which is Red 13's final limit break, so if we're getting stuff like that, I'm sure Eris's final weapon is probably coming up pretty soon here too. So I don't know, I'm gonna look into it, gonna do a handful of things, but I don't think I'll be ready to get back into Final Fantasy VII until like late this week or into next week. So we're gonna have to find something else to launch up. And I got a handful of things. Again, we're looking at getting into Chrono Trigger, but I think I want to finish Final Fantasy VII before we launch up another RPG. Juggling 2 RPGs at once doesn't seem productive to me. I feel like I might get some kind of burnout on that. I might not, but we'll see. Alright, let's continue where we left off, which, boy, it was kind of like right when we finished up the like chateau portion, and Neo rescued Morpheus, and then there was some segment. I guess, did they make off with the keymaker? I don't know if we ended up getting him back, or I forget what exactly happened. Things have been kind of going. They've been going in the way that the order of the movie has it, but there's also been a bunch of extra stuff, so it's hard for me to keep track of. So we have this. I guess we could use this as a recap. Let's see what happens. Also, the movie segments are even quieter than the gameplay segments, so I gotta boost this up like all the way.
To be here.
Neo, I know something's wrong.
It is our destiny. I believe this night holds for each and every one of us the very meaning of our lives.
I just want you to know that I'm here.
Again, very sporadic editing for the film clips here.
Try to think of something that does have meaning. Namely, my life.
All of our lives, we have fought this war.
They haven't even disclosed. I mean, they're showing the clips of the power plant being destroyed and stuff, but I don't think they've, like, the story. You have to know what's going on in the movies to understand what's even happening here.
This is a dead end.
What do you want, Smith?
Still using all the muscles except
the one that matters.
Which is why it's like hard for me to follow. Because it's like, I remember, you know, most of the movie,
Include a
but
bullet from this gun.
Go ahead, shoot.
I still need a little bit of framework to understand what's going on.
There's so many me's.
Alright. Good enough, I guess. Very big oof from Morpheus there.
Let me go.
Alright, so they did make off with the key maker.
Before it's too late.
So nice of you to join us. I believe we have something that you want.
Neo, above you.
Oh. Sorry, Morpheus. I'm dodging Andersons. Or at least just one. What is this music? Sounds a little chipper.
No. Mister.
Can't seem to grab any of these guys either. Somehow I got stunned there. Alright. I beat him in 2 hits. It was hard to hit him. I just had to beat him, or hit him a couple times, but it's hard to get that done.
No matter, there's plenty more of me where that came from.
Stay away!
Neo, you take the right branch. I'll take the left branch.
That's suicide.
Neo, what happens to me does not matter. All that matters at this point is saving the Keymaker.
As you will soon see, I've grown much stronger since last we met.
We had the same thing in mind, but I don't think it mattered in the end. Oh!
Let me.
Get me out of that. There we go. Smashed his head into a television. Guess the other Anderson wasn't close enough to execute a combo. Alright. Anyway, I'm gonna see if I can keep pushing left.
Where are you going, Mr. Anderson?
I don't know, I'm trying to follow Morpheus. I guess we can't do it, unfortunately. Seems to be a wall impeding us. You'd think he'd be able to break that down, but I guess not. Alright, fine, I'll go in the other direction. Looks like there's something happening down here.
So predictable, Mr. Anderson. You're exactly where I want you to be. It is now
Not that predictable, because I tried to go in the other direction and he just wouldn't let me.
and then dispose of you.
The TV maze. Still don't know what's going on with this music. It doesn't seem to fit.
Over here, Mr. Anderson.
There's a health kit. I don't need that right now. Full up. But I don't know, maybe if we could backtrack later.
Let me go.
Go over here, I guess. 'Cause it looks like they're actually doing some kind of damage to this guy.
Struggling, Mr.
Pick up one of those TVs. I guess not. I could throw them into him, but I can't actually do anything about taking them. Keymaker squatting. It's a good defensive stance. Almost got him from behind there. Hey, did he recovered health. That's good. I was like, did he pick up that health kit?
This way to the exit, Neo.
One thing we've learned is if one is not enough, then keep adding more, and more, and more.
And more, and more, and more. I'm trying to do my thing where I can block. Okay. That kind of worked. Not really. Am I following you or what? He's like, hurry, but then nothing's happening. He's not moving.
You may have stopped some of us, but we will just continue to multiply.
I can't do anything about this, it seems. Yeah, keep going, Keyman.
I, Mr.
Hey, there you go, you have him.
Enjoy this.
Gonna enjoy that foot in your face? Alright. Me too. Is it? Nothing's happening, so I'm assuming.
It's a dead end.
Okay.
Neo! Get them off of me!
See, you shouldn't have come alone. Should have worked together on this, Morpheus. Wow. Look at him go. I guess they got out relatively unscathed.
I'll be right back.
Okay. What do you have to do? Oh, objectives updated. Rescue Morpheus. Alright. They're usually relatively simple. Oh, nice. I got a broadsword.
Neo! Up here!
I'll see what I can do.
Let me at him.
Wait. At the face. Oh, Morpheus has a sword too.
I hope the Keymaker had a plan to get us out of here.
I don't even know where here is. Like a church somewhere. Strike so powerful I hit the pillar like 6 feet away from me.
Neo! The ground floor!
Yeah, trying. Just like a lot of Smiths. I hear him, I just don't know where he is.
Too dangerous.
Keep Smith away from the doors! It will buy us some time to get to the Keymaker!
I mean, alright. Fair enough. Now I gotta go up. See, they had made it seem so urgent that we get to the door before anything happens, but it's like... we get to the door, and then there's too many Smiths, and then he doesn't want to do anything, so... What do I do?
No use.
On the
way.
Not good enough still? I don't even have my sword. Didn't see that there were some, like, armor things that were kind of lying around.
We don't have much time.
Can I hear him? I just don't know where he is. Found him.
On the ground floor! Move!
I know.
It's the other side.
It's like no matter what I do, there's just like too many Smiths. And I can't seem to clear them out before we need to get to the door. Cool camera. Can completely see what's going on.
This one. This is it. Hurry!
Yeah, I've heard that before. I'm pretty sure it was scripted. It wasn't just like
Where do we go from here?
me not clearing them out in time.
Now there is good and bad.
But it was still a pain in the
Very
ass.
far away from our goal.
And what is the good news?
That door leads us to another that will take us to our final destination.
Then let us make haste.
This one. This is it. Hurry!
After 50 doors.
This may be a little dangerous.
How much more dangerous can it be?
There's your answer, Neo.
Oh. Wait, why are they all gray? That's not supposed to be Smith, is it? They're all gray-headed.
And I firmly believe that
Oh, okay.
these awful, horrible, violent video games are offensive to our most
What?
basic values. What the hell are you boys doing?
What is happening? I guess some kind of Senate hearing or something?
We don't have time for this.
We have to make it to the stage.
But then who are the... Okay, because there was clearly a different guy. Why is there like clones of some other guy? Who's this other guy?
Mr. Anderson, there is nowhere to escape us now.
Oh look, finally we got a stick. I was rewatching the gameplay from the last stream that we did, and the whole Mr. Anderson, Mr. Anderson, the whole Agent Smith fight, you know, the real one that's actually in the movie. I think there were titles or something that I could pick up, but it was something that I couldn't catch, like, during gameplay. When you're watching it, it's a lot easier to focus on other shit that isn't, like, you know, the horde of Smiths in front of you. So, unfortunately, I just didn't see it, but... least now we're given a stick right off the bat.
Get him down.
So they showed like 100 Agent Smiths. I'm fighting like 5 of them. There was more in the previous battle that we had in like a little park area. But I guess they wanted to more faithfully replicate the film. Whereas this is like original, so they weren't as concerned. They're like, let's make performance a priority with this one. Let's just have like 5 Smiths at a time. How come Morpheus also grabbed his stick? Where is he? Is he back there as well? Okay. He got his own stick, but I don't see him using it as effectively. Wasn't all of them, was it? They're like having a standoff here. What's going on, Morpheus? Attack the man. Oh no. He's got a stick now too. We all have sticks. Don't worry, mine is bigger.
Struggling.
Oh, all the clones have their own as well. He saw what was working for me and he decided to copy it. I see how it is.
You will enjoy being one of us.
Oh, why was that voice clip so loud? There he goes.
Let me.
It's a thuddy sounding one. I guess that was Morpheus over there.
Unlocked it. Let's get out of here and...
Why did we even come in here? What was the point?
This is impossible.
Hurry. Wait. Hand me one of those.
Since when does a keymaker wield weapons? Now Smith has a gun. But I have a grenade launcher.
Get to the keymaker. I'll cover you.
Well, that was the most un-Morpheus sounding Morpheus line yet. Usually he's pretty good. Most of the cast is pretty good. Jennifer Hale, unfortunately, sounds a little bit just like Jennifer Hale. So, you know, although I think she's doing a fine Trinity, she just kind of sounds like herself, like she does with a lot of her roles. But everybody else sounds pretty good. Like, it almost had me fooled that they got Keanu Reeves for the role here. Same with Lawrence Fishburne. Got a pretty decent sound alike, but they're just like, yeah, every once in a while there's a line that doesn't quite sound right.
Soon I will be everyone, and you will be gone.
I actually think had they, because they, I don't know, it kind of feels like Smith wasn't as much, it didn't have as much of a presence by the end of Reloaded. other things were, but I guess they were focused on other aspects, like the architect or whatever he was, and getting Trinity, saving Trinity. But I feel like had there been a little bit more Smith, I probably would have been able to accept, you know, the fact that, oh, yeah, maybe he is becoming a huge problem. Because he's just like, you could kind of see it happening in the apartment complex. He's just like taking over people and multiplying like crazy. But had it become like an even bigger issue that you could see, then I don't know, maybe it would have sold his amazing threat to every life form on Earth in Revolutions. Just a little bit better, maybe. I don't know. Oh, no, you don't. Wait, I got one more left. Okay, where's the door open? I don't like that dodge. It doesn't seem very effective. Thank you. Alright. End of the level. I don't even know what we can unlock here. Every one of these is going to be like a temporary thing. I think only when they're named do they give us a permanent... There's a Mega Punch right there, but I can't seem to unlock it. Sure, whatever. What is this? Spoon. Oh, yes. There is no spoon. I think we got that one before, and I was like, how do I actually apply this?
Who are you?
Oh, wait, we got a movie clip. Wait, let me boost the volume.
I created the Matrix. I've been waiting for you.
Why am I here?
I don't understand it.
There are only two possible explanations. There were 5 ones before me.
Everything was done as it was supposed to be done.
Either no one told me, or no one knows.
That's impossible. The prophecy tells us.
It was a lie, Morpheus. Then why didn't you tell me about the architect? Why didn't you tell me about Zion and the ones before me? Why didn't you tell me the truth?
Because it wasn't time for you to know.
Who decided it wasn't time?
You know who.
That was like some of the ones that get a little bit more... Like, Neo's fairly reserved, but like some of the alternate timelines or whatever, the previous forms, they get a little crazy.
Return to the source, Zion would be destroyed by midnight tonight.
Please.
Please.
You and I may not be able to see beyond our own choices, but that man can't see past any choice.
I have since come to understand that the answer eluded me because it required a lesser mind, or perhaps a mind less bound by the parameters of perfection.
He doesn't understand them. He can't. To him, they are variables in an equation.
If I am the father of the Matrix, she would undoubtedly be its mother.
That's his purpose, to balance the equation.
What's your purpose?
To unbalance it.
It is interesting reading your reactions. Your 5 predecessors were, by design, based on a similar predication, a contingent affirmation that was meant to create a profound attachment to the rest of your species, facilitating the function of the One. While the others experienced this in a very general way, your experience is far more specific, vis-a-vis love.
Trinity.
Hope. It is the quintessential human delusion, simultaneously the source of your greatest strength and your greatest weakness.
Wow. Volume shut up.
Hello!
Hello. Hot dog, how you doing?
I see that you are
The alert always pops up after the sound.
Can you tell me what you would give to hold on to that connection?
Anything.
You give me Neo, or we all die right here, right now.
You are really ready to die for this man.
Believe it.
It is remarkable how similar the pattern of love is to the pattern of insanity. I should have known to send his bitch first.
Thank you, Akira. Appreciate the lurk.
Nothing this weak is meant to survive. What do you want? I want what you want. Yes. That's it, Mr. Anderson. Look past the flesh. Look through the soft gelatin of these dull cow eyes and see your enemy. It's impossible. Not impossible. Inevitable. Goodbye, Mr. Anderson.
It's like it was the most obvious thing at the time. Oh, hey, we're outside the Matrix. That this guy had gotten taken over by Agent Smith. He was like, who are you? I don't understand. It's impossible. So it looks like we are doing stuff outside of the Matrix, which I wasn't sure that was going to happen. Oh no, not his eyeballs. Ow. You want him to have a better line delivery.
I wish you could see yourself,
I'm afraid that's
Mr.
impossible.
Anderson. Helpless. Pathetic. Just waiting to be put out of your misery.
He can see the code.
You can't stop me.
Okay. I thought I was going to be playing this segment, but I guess not. Maybe something else will happen.
The power of the one extends beyond.
Okay, never mind. We're back to the film clips.
It reaches from here all the way back to where it came from.
Where?
The source. That's what you felt when you touched those sentinels. But you weren't ready for it. You should be dead.
You have to get the DLC to play it.
Ready for that either.
What? But it would require so much more effort back in the day to get DLC.
More than your survival?
You're a symbol for all of your kind.
Comes out this summer. Been waiting a whole, what, like 15 years for this to release.
I can see you. We're over the fields, aren't we?
Like, if they're just going to show the film clips, then why did they do the whole thing like in the game engine?
If he'll reach the machine city. And if he does, I don't know what he can do to save us.
Illusions, Mr. Anderson.
Okay, so we're already at the end of
temporary
Revolutions.
of a feeble human intellect trying desperately to justify an existence that is without meaning or purpose.
You've never believed in the one.
I still don't. If you tell me we'll make it, I'll believe you.
We'll make it.
Then why are you doing this?
I believe in him.
I love this schizophrenic editing. It's so strange.
I always have.
And all of them as artificial as the Matrix itself. Although only a human mind could invent something as insipid as love.
I'm scared, Trey.
So am I.
Why, Mr. Anderson? Why? Why do you persist?
If there is an answer, there's only one place you're going to find it.
Where?
You know where.
I know what I have to do.
You're gonna do something. You better do it quick.
What is he?
He is you.
I don't think he's going to find it in his ass. I don't think that's the solution, but you never know.
The result of the equation trying to balance itself out.
Peace. And if I can't stop him?
The future of both worlds will be in your hands.
It ends tonight.
Or in his.
You like what I've done with the place?
Neo.
He fights for us.
And we're at the end. Okay, so are we even an hour in? No, we're not even an hour into the stream yet, and we're already at the end of the last movie, so I don't know. This might end up being a short final finish to this thing.
Mr. Anderson, I've been looking for you.
Back to the shitty graphics. Oh, they tried. Am I going to get to play this, or is this also going to be an in-engine cutscene? Ah, okay. Take that, Smith. So long, Gay Smith. Do it again for good measure. Hey. Why don't I get a support group? Oh, okay. They support me too.
The rest of me is just going to watch, Mr. Anderson.
Well, I can't even like jump near them. What is that? What was that? He jumped 6 times in midair, but it didn't do anything.
Mr. Anderson.
Can't even like recover. I'm basically getting stun locked by getting grabbed by all the Andersons. All the Andersons are grabbing me. Ultimate sausage fest. Also reminds me of me fighting my dentist when I'm late to the appointment. I don't know. They don't get this brutal. There's also not this many of them. This battle's in the air. Oh, never mind. This battle's a loading screen. Ooh, new controls. I guess we're flying permanently now. Movement, strike, charge, evade, special attack, killing blow, charge up. We start off with that. Did I do it? It looks like a P. Diddy party with all the dudes. Everybody just lined up on the sides waiting their turn, huh? Boy, this reminds me of something, but I don't know what.
You're going to die, Mr.
It's very strange. Wow, there he goes. Oh, this bullshit. I just went like right through him. That's all you wanted in the game. So glad they delivered an epic fight scene. We got it. What is this bullshit? Like, sometimes I just go, like, right through him. And he's not even dodging. He's just, like, standing there. Alright, there we go, finally. Admittedly, this might be slightly more entertaining than portions of Matrix Revolutions. It's like Indian music. Going to what now? He actually hit me that time. Wow. We both hit each other. Ooh, countered. Somewhere different. What is this green void that he's hovering into? I guess it was the interior of the building. All right, Ben Affleck, time to kick his ass. We got this. Ooh, too bad. Just push him back out into the city. Oh no, are we gonna have to do the flying segment again? It already went on a little bit too long the first time around. Okay, loading screen. Oh no, never mind. We got it. Although the area is slightly different. So at least there's that. Again, and again, and again, and again. Just like Smith said before. Is that me or him? I don't know who went flying there. I think that was me. See, he made the same mistake I did. Sometimes I'll like preemptively dodge. Neo just does the splits in midair. I guess the same thing can happen with Smith. One of these days, push him through a building he can't get back up from. Oh. God damn, you got me that time. That doesn't even sound like Smith when he does that grunt. Sounds like Billy's dad from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Ain't over yet. Ah. Oh. Got pushed out so easily. Didn't even really look like he ran into that. He just kind of like floated over there. Slowly but surely. I keep doing these power moves, or like the killing blows, but I don't know if they're actually that effective at doing damage. I'm wondering if like the standard hits might be a little bit more quicker. Because it looks like I'm seeing more health getting taken out. Went in the wrong direction. It's like the final battle with Liquid in Metal Gear Solid if they were like swimming or flying through molasses. Got him, I think. Neo, can you calm the cape down a little bit? I can't see. Oh. One last move to learn. Oh, the Mega Punch.
My power has grown as well, Mr. Anderson.
New movie I should watch again. And it probably wasn't the greatest movie, but I still liked it. Was the One with Jet Li. It's like a early 2000s movie. Ah, here we go. Almost. That's a solid punch. I feel like that was the punch that was supposed to end it in the actual movie, but it seemed to not kill him, unfortunately. He's still got a little bit to go. I just roundhouse kicked him. It's good enough.
This is my world, Mr. Anderson! My world!
Alright. Stop squinting. I don't think I hit the upper D-pad. Did we do it? What the hell? What?
Hi.
What?
I'm Andy Wachowski.
Oh,
And
hi.
I'm Mary Wachowski. Or rather, these are the digital projections of our mental selves.
First of all, congrats on reaching the final stage of this game. You kick ass.
Yes. We
Thank
salute
you.
your excellence on the gaming field.
Now, the real reason we're here is to discuss the big problem we faced in turning these 3 movies into a video game. You see, at this point in the story, Neo stands on the verge of Satori, ready to resolve the paradox of choice and choicelessness, of free will versus fate, but that can only be achieved through an act of surrender, which occurs after he has abandoned the perspectival nature of truth, accepting the totality of present consciousness, which ultimately allows an evolutionary transition. Transcending the Cartesian dilemma...
I'm listening. Okay.
provides a world with a choice of a third path, the path of Neo, the path of P.
You promised you wouldn't do that. Shit. Sorry. I think what my brother's trying to say is, at this point, it's martyr time. Now, maybe that works in a movie, but in a video game, the Jesus thing is, well...
They call it the Jesus thing. Yeah, it's a little over the top in the movie.
If you're like us, then right now you're ready for 15 minutes of sweaty-palmed, button-pushing action to kick the crap out of some big badass boss.
So we suggested to Chiny that we change the ending.
We thought it would be cool after Smith rose up screaming, "It's my world." The other Smiths jumped onto him, merging into one massive monster Mega Smith.
So if you're ready, it's time for a little Hulk versus Galactus action.
Good luck.
You'll need it.
And enjoy enlightenment.
Okay, I remember this from the ad. Because I remember the commercials for this game. Why do we have pre-rendered cutscenes now? We haven't had pre-rendered cutscenes ever in this game. Maybe this is specifically for the video game ad. But I remember for the video game ad, at the end of it, there was like a giant Smith. And then when I finally saw Matrix Revolutions and it didn't happen, I'm like, where's the Mega Smith? I was disappointed it wasn't there. I mean, again, it's probably it's probably better and more entertaining than what happens in the actual film. So. Yeah, that looks a little bit less like Ben Affleck, but it still doesn't look like Keanu Reeves. They'll just have to hold it there. I haven't been this hyped for a game since I played as Sauron in Lord of the Rings, and subsequently got my ass handed to me by a bunch of trees. Wait a second. There's like a giant pair of sunglasses on a billboard. Okay, yeah, alright. Yes! Finally! This is what the last movie was missing. Evade, charge, hold, and charge up the killing blow. Okay. You got a game. Oh, I got swatted. How do we beat Mega Smith? The world may never know. I tried to evade there. I guess it didn't work. Try to use the environment to your advantage. All right. You can't. Alright. I mean, there's not much of my environment here that I think I can use. But, okay. I can't even, like, move forward or anything. I can just move left and right. Go, Neo, go! Kill him with the environment. Global warming. It'll take a little while, but we can get it done. That still doesn't work. Alright. I was a little optimistic. Wait for the right time to charge stuff. Oh, son of a bitch. Whoa! That just booted us right out of the level. Okay. He's a little slow. Maybe, Neo, maybe if you didn't like twirl when you were trying to evade, we could save a little time that way. I got slightly smacked by one of those. I like that. I didn't even notice that before, but some smiths come with the debris that he throws at us. There's just a handful of them. Pretty low on health. I don't know if this is gonna work at this point. He also doesn't have a like a health bar or anything. I guess we just have to hit him X amount of times. Mr. Scoob, what's going on? You're one of the greatest Fall Guys players in all the realms resides here. I don't know about that, but yeah, we did all right last time. Too early? I think that was too early. Shit. Oh, now we get a cutscene. Oh. Well, it wasn't a very long cutscene, but we got a cutscene regardless. Alright. I don't know. Megasmith proven to be a bit of a problem. The perfect amount of drunken clarity rolling. Nice. See, I get smacked. I think the thing is, you probably could get like dodge most of those hits that he tries to do, and then you maybe open yourself up for some type of hit. But I don't know. I think we possibly get like an attack in with this. Let's see though, because I think it counts. Even though we're just rushing up to him, it does still hit him when we do the charge. So. And also the fact that they, I got hit there. The fact that they show the prompt for the A button, I think, is the big ticket too. So I think whenever that happens, when we're like up close and personal with them, I think I gotta wait for something like that. You gonna be doing some Fall Guys there, Scoob? I was trying to read that. I didn't get it all though. Maybe we might be able to hit it back or something? Something like that? We could destroy it. Wasn't exactly hitting it back, but... Oh, we'll see. The night is young for me, but I don't know, maybe. Throwing a Wii in there, though. Trying to manipulate me. I gotta finish this. The night is young, and so are the women you find attractive. Well, can't argue with that. I must defeat Megasmith, though. I can do no Fall Guys until Megasmith is defeated. I'm trying to evade, but... I can't get that timing right. It's like I do it too slow or too early, but I can't get it like just right. Let's see if this works. Okay, well there's that. Oh, look at that. Oh, shit. See, that was the opportunity. We have to let him, like, roar, though. That might have been a little too early. That's good enough. There we go. Okay, so it does the same animation. He still goes for the shoulder, so I think when you get blown back all that way and you have to dodge the stuff that he throws at you, that still does damage, but you just have to keep it up. Son of a bitch. Probably would have been better if I had moved to the left or right. Because it seems like when we did that last time, it didn't blast us back this far. But whatever. Go on, throw your balls. See what I care. Yeah, the faces aren't great. It's weird because there was a Matrix game made by the exact same studio, and I'm guessing it must have been different people, but the exact same studio, and the game that preceded this one was like 3 years earlier, and it looks so much better. This game does not look great. It's got some issues, particularly with like the faces and everything, especially with this Neo model. We've said it a lot, but he looks more like Ben Affleck than he does Keanu Reeves, so they didn't quite get it right. But whatever. Lowered the budget after the fantastic performance of the first one. You might be right about that. I don't know how success. Well, I don't know. The first one, I remember it being like a greatest hit or something. Maybe that doesn't mean too much, but. Alright. No Nintendo rule of 3 here. Ugh. Hey, what's up, Zara? Checking in. Welcome. Interesting, yes. A little bit hard at this point in time. This game gets a little bit beansy every once in a while. It does some shit. But I find it interesting that they took... Oh, you're redeeming the Phantasy Star. Alright. I'll see if I could do it this weekend. Now, I will say, you gotta remember, just because you redeem the game, it doesn't mean I'm gonna play it to finish. It's shortish, 30 hours? I was debating whether or not I was gonna do an RPG, and then I decided I was kind of leaning towards no because it was 20 hours. It's, yeah, I know, it's a JRPG. But I will definitely check it out. It is my guarantee that I will at least dedicate one whole stream. One whole stream to the video game of your choice. Shit. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Didn't know you could do that. This is like these Smiths are coming after me. Oh, we broke him. The other day I was looking at my Vita again, and I was thinking about, oh, he's not broken yet. I was thinking about what games I could put on there, because I prefer the Vita as opposed to a lot of my other portable consoles, quote-unquote, just because it's pocket-sized. And I was, I put in Suikoden, the original one. I'm like, I never really finished that game. I should probably give it a try. But, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, dedicate time to that one. Oh, son of a bitch. Did I die? Oh, shit, I died. God damn it. Go until I beat Zeo. And if I'm not sold, throw it in the trash. It's on Genesis Collection, though, if I have PS5 easy streamage without emulation. Oh, yeah, no, I could definitely... here, I might even have that. Let me check real quick, because I've got the Genesis Collection on Steam. So, I mean, I could probably do it there if I want to do it legally. But, honestly, I might play it through RetroArch, just so I could do it with a nice filter or something. Let me see, hold on. Genesis. Let's take a look. I've got... Oh, hold up. This doesn't actually show me. Does this actually show me what games I have individually? I don't think it does. Oh, no, I gotta accept some sort of EULA and a bunch of other shit. Come on. Don't pull this crap with me. Alright, hold on. We're taking a slight detour here to see. Oh my god. That's a little loud. We're going to take a slight detour here to see what all I have on this collection. All right, I get the picture. Let's see, there's a lot of games on here. We got, not that. Alien Soldier, Alex Kidd. Let's try to move a little faster. I'm not going to go through all those. Peas, where are they? You redeemed 4, right? I won't miss anything not playing the first 3 as well. It's standalone like Final Fantasy, similar themes but different characters and stories. There it is. Alright. There it be. Old Phantasy Star 4. The long struggle of ancient time is finally ended. The victor sacrificed the vanquished to the heavens. 4 bells tolled, 4 torches were lit, and the world continued for thousands of years. Phantasy Star, the end of the millennium. I was waiting for the 4 to pop up, but I guess it didn't. Wow, look at them. We didn't beat Smith yet, no. The Algo solar system, somewhere in space. As most things are somewhere in space. Once a brilliant civilization flourished here. The citizens devoted themselves to art and the sciences, and life was prosperous and good. Then, a series of disasters struck. The system-wide management system, Mother Brain, I think, does Nintendo have license on that? Was destroyed. So was the first planet, Parma. Over 90% of the system's population died, and the advanced technological culture was lost. Society declined, spiraling downward until at last, only a few scattered groups even remembered their once or better times. 1,000 years passed. At last, civilization is once more on the rise across the Algo system. People are again turning to thoughts of an easier life. Old knowledge is being rediscovered. But just as things look brighter, beyond a threshold, long thought closed, a dark and very ancient evil stirs. Sega! How many intros does this game have? Okay, here, I think this is the first one. Alright. There we go. Okay, now that's just the beginning of the game. Alright. We've seen enough for right now. I'll do a stream of this at some point. But it's good to know that I have it. I still might consider doing it off of RetroArch. The game is 30 hours long, 29 of it is intros. Seeming that way a little bit, yeah. Oh, no, Scoob. I'm going to edge you a little bit. It's we'll come back to this later. And so will you. But we'll it's good to know that I have it, like, again, legally, and I will definitely be checking it out. Now, again, I don't know if it's going to be a full stream, because I did have several RPGs already lined up to be played from start to finish. One of which was Chrono Trigger, which I was hoping to get started like 2 weeks ago, and we we still haven't done it yet. So I gotta wrap up with this stuff. I gotta finish up with Final Fantasy VII, which I'm currently trying to get through. It's like it's so many goddamn RPGs. So we'll see. It'll comeback story. We'll get there though. You redeem the points. I will check it out. There will be a stream dedicated to it. Oh, good. Akiri's PC is fixed. A long time coming, too. That almost took you like a month, man. Also, you would say that Phantasy Star 4 is equal to Chrono Trigger. Oh. Nervous fighting Agent Smith. I don't know about that. We'll get through it. But it is a bit of a pain in the ass. I need to unmute this. And I need to put the volume back up because I had to switch it because the damn Mega Drive collection was so loud. Alright, there we go. $774? Jesus, to get it fixed, you should have just bought a new PC, man. You could probably have bought a new PC for that. The only problem is you wouldn't have all the stuff that was on your hard drive and whatnot, so that would have been the only setback, but still, that's a lot of money. You talking to me? Because you ain't gonna see it. I'll dress up as Agent Smith. I could easily do that. I've got a black suit and plenty of sunglasses, but I'm not going on camera. Oh, you're talking to Ikiri, alright. Fair enough. You have a fondness for Phantasy Star 4, possibly because of the dark story of the difficulty of Chrono Trigger as well. Will I slap Chris Rock? I mean, given the opportunity, maybe. I don't know. Ooh, just narrowly avoided that. No, unfortunately not. I don't dress up for my streams. Right now I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts. And headphones, I guess, if you count that. Alright, we know that we have to, like, hit this guy at least 4 times. Maybe 5. Maybe even 6. I don't know. You're wearing the shame of a failed life. He was like the most successful out of probably all of us, I believe. Akiri dresses up every day on stream as your main squeeze. He does have that charm, does he not? Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it. That's 3. That 4th one was the one that looked like it, actually broke him in half, but it didn't actually do it. Thought I was a little bit late on that. Hit ED before you started watching Ikiri. Now you can't stop being wrecked. That might be a problem. I need to consult the doctor for that one. But I understand it. Haikiri, too powerful. That's 4, but we didn't get that animation where it looked like he broke in half. It's normal to get major arousal from watching Haikiri, alright. As long as that's what the doctor said. And he seems to be alright with it. Okay, they told me to do that before, use the environment to my advantage, but I never saw anything that, like, I could utilize. That didn't seem to be, like, that didn't seem to work in my favor. Okay, so there's the one where it looks like it actually breaks him for a second there. Oh, no, you don't. All right, looks like another solid hit, but once again, we're still doing it. Got a big old hole in him, though. This game has been fun. It's been janky as hell, but I've enjoyed it. So, I don't know. I don't know how you could even play this game without, like, playing it on original hardware like I'm doing, but I don't know if you have an opportunity and you're into the Matrix stuff. Might be worth looking into. No, don't. It's fun. It's fun enough. I do like that it does stuff different from the movies. Did he block? No, I don't think that's actually Smith. I think it's Smith making the orgasmic sounds. Oh, we got one of his hands. That's something. There is no spoon. Remember that, Haikiri, there is no spoon. And why is Agent Smith orgasming? I don't know. I guess he must be finding this particular moment to be highly arousing. Much like you with Haikiri and his streaming. Shit out of you too. As would most of us. Not my proudest boner. First time we got knocked back. I'm doing pretty good otherwise. Not the proudest boner, but the most understandable, as I suppose. land. Coming for you, Smith. Oh, we hit him in the face that time. I got his glasses off. I mean, that's something. Any sort of change to the actual model seems to be good in my book, but I don't know. Well, that'd be something. If it was a giant Agent Smith versus a giant Neo. I wish. The Wachowskis didn't think that far ahead, though. Off. All right, finally. Cutscene. The second pre-rendered cutscene in the game ever. And we're apparently at the end of the game. Did everybody see the giant Agent Smith?
Did what? He ended the war. The machines are gone. The war is over.
Thank you. Was that We Are the Champions I hear in the background? I don't think that was in the movie. Imagine if the movie actually ended like this. The whole ending to this game is like taking the piss, I swear. Thank you. You're crying from this great ending. It was like a shit post. It wasn't anything what I was expecting it to be. Written and directed by the Wachowski brothers. Thank you. This was a really bizarre game. I enjoyed it, but holy shit. I was kind of hoping, okay. So it surprised me in a number of ways. I didn't exactly expect this to be great, but you know, I was kind of hopeful, and it didn't exactly disappoint. But like, I don't know. We started seeing more and more of what it was when we played it a little bit more often. At first, I was kind of like, okay, at the very beginning of the game, you play as Thomas Anderson, you know, Neo before he becomes Neo. And they give you the choice. You could either do what he didn't do in the original Matrix movie and follow Morpheus's instructions, go to the top of the building, then go down to the bottom, and then meet up with Trinity and get out of there. Or you could turn yourself into the agents, and it gave you like those two choices. And I'm like, oh boy, this could be, you know, maybe there's branching paths. Maybe you could do stuff differently from the movies. And they give you opportunities later in the game to like kind of choose your own missions and stuff like that, but they never really, you don't get like a lot of big differences from the film like that. Not even like big ones, but like where you could kind of create your own adventure sort of as a Neo. I was expecting there to be more of that, and I was kind of hopeful. So a bit of a tease at the beginning, but they didn't end up following through with, you know, a whole lot of different things like that. However, it did recreate all the major moments in the movie, which I thought was nice. Also, shouldn't they go back and change the credits to the Wachowski sisters? This was before that. They even when did you miss when the Wachowskis actually came in to the game? Were you here for that, or did you not see that? But they actually referred to each other as brothers and stuff. We're the Wachowski brothers, and we want to tell you what this game is going to be like. Oh, you missed it. The Wachowskis, both of them, came into the game, and they were saying, we can't end this game like the movie, because the ending of the movie sucks. No, they didn't say that. They said that the ending for the movie works for a movie, but it doesn't work for a video game. So they're like, so we decided to make a giant epic Agent Smith for you to fight. And it's like, all right, thanks, I guess. But yeah, the game covers all the major moments of the films, and I think it does it fairly well. And it even expands on some of the moments in the movie, which I think also does fairly well with that. I did like even though they seem kind of random, I did like some of the missions that timeline-wise took place between the Matrix and Matrix Reloaded, where you see Neo like freeing people from the Matrix. So I thought that was like, certain things were pretty cool about it that they did, but execution-wise, it wasn't, you know, like mind-blowing stuff, but it was fun. And if you're a fan, I think, of the Matrix premise and the films, I think it does a good job at like replicating that. The gameplay and stuff, boy, this game is rough in terms of gameplay. It takes some getting used to as far as the combat is concerned. And I still think I was missing out on a lot of like different combos and stuff we could be executing, just because I hadn't fully wrapped my head around what you could actually do in terms of like combat. It's a little rough around the edges. It gets the job done, and by the end of the game, I felt like I was pretty familiar with it, but not to the point where I had it mastered. So, yeah, I don't know. Could use a little bit of polishing in terms of the gameplay. It wasn't as simplistic as Enter the Matrix, which was a game that came out before this. The Enter the Matrix was much more simple. I didn't like that you had to use I think it was like one of the black or white buttons to shoot. I thought that was kind of dumb. But other than that, I mean, for the most part, Enter the Matrix controlled fairly well. And, you know, with that game, it was a clone of Max Payne. With this one, it's not, I don't know that it takes nods from action games and stuff like Max Payne, but it's kind of like its own thing at the same time. I think it does like the melee and the shooting well enough, but it's not great. So I don't know. There's a little bit more going on than Enter the Matrix. I think it gets a little muddy, and maybe because of that, it's not quite as fun, I think, as Enter the Matrix in terms of gameplay. But again, you get used to it. Learning curve's a little bit steep, but you can make do. And the game isn't overly hard, except for like a handful of moments, but for the most part, you can get through it. Checkpoints are fairly generous. It's not really a whole lot of things where they set you back far enough where it's a huge pain in the ass. That final battle with the Megasmith, though, that was a little rough. You had to run into him a lot. And I don't know if there was something I was missing because of that or what, but whatever. We got it done. Visually, this game sucks. It's not great. It's average for maybe like 6th gen video games, but especially, again, and I mentioned it several times before, but how good Enter the Matrix looked and how not great this one does. None of the models really look like any of the actors that they're trying to portray, except for maybe Lawrence Fishburne. The models are constantly clipping, and faces get all weird. Even when they're stagnant, people don't look like people. The whole time it looked like Ben Affleck as Neo instead of Keanu Reeves. So there's that aspect to it, but then like also performance-wise, this game does not run well. And most of the time, it seems like we were hitting sub 20 frames per second. Whereas Enter the Matrix, not only this game doesn't run in widescreen on the Xbox, which is astounding. It runs at 4:3. You can't change it into widescreen mode, and it doesn't support for any sort of HD, 480p, 720, 1080i. Enter the Matrix ran at 1080i at 60 frames a second, and this one doesn't. It runs at 480 maybe, and like 30 on when it's doing good, and like sub 20 most of the time. It's not great. And I don't know what the hell happened. Same dev team. Maybe they just like put way too much destructible environments in here. Something is hogging up resources though, and it does not run nearly as good as the previous game. So that's disappointing, but I don't know. You get used to it, I guess. Like a lot of things, but whatever. Still, all that being said, we talked about other things like the voice cast. Pretty good job. Everybody sounds like who they're supposed to sound like, except for every once in a while Smith sounds a little weird. But other than that, I think everything was solid enough, and I still had fun with the game. It's not the greatest game I've ever played, obviously, but I don't know. Something about these like mid-2000s games have a certain charm to them, and I enjoyed it. It got a little shitty here and there, but still, I don't know. I would probably recommend it if you liked the Matrix movies, but like anybody that just like wants to play some kind of like action melee game, probably not going to enjoy it as much, because there's a lot to get over before you can actually, start having fun, I think, with the actual game itself. There are like unlockables and things too. I had noticed there was a briefcase I picked up at one point. I guess there are some other things that we could probably unlock. I don't really know how all that works, but there's a making of. I guess you need to unlock this stuff. So there's replay value to it. The value is in the eye of the beholder, but still good enough, I suppose. What is this combo? Jesus Christ. The one. Look, you have to like master that in order to actually execute that move. You have to be the one in order to pull that off. Codebreaker, that one seems a little bit better. Very interesting. I'm not going to be looking into any of these, but like any of the specials and extras and stuff, but it's nice to know that it's in there. Maybe at some point I'll want to revisit this. Not on stream probably, but just like on my own time and check it out. But interesting game. I had fun with it. But yeah, it's a weird one. It is a weird game. The stream is sub 2 hours, so we got to move on to something else. Is Scoob even here? I think Scoob might have. It seems like he was gearing up to maybe stream. I was thinking maybe I should do a little Phantasy Star, but he's playing Fall Guys. Son of a bitch. I would have started it up right now for him, but he's not here to enjoy it. I don't think he was going to watch like the full thing anyway, but Scoop seems like one of those guys that like pops in and out frequently. We're going to move on to something else. I just don't know what exactly. So give me a sec on that. We're going to switch to another game. I'm thinking I got an idea, but I have to see how, what I could do here. Hold on. Uh-oh. I actually might have to call this stream. This stream's getting, my bitrate is going super, super low. Yeah, I'm seeing that buffering. My bitrate, like, oh my god. Well, at least we beat one game, but my bitrate just like went super low. Now it seems to be kind of getting back on track. Let's hopefully, sometimes it irons itself out. Also, Grandia 1 and 2 are on console. You grab those. Haven't played yet. I got, what did I get? When I have a number of games that I got off the PlayStation Network, and I haven't played the grand majority of them. That's what I was talking about earlier. I'd grabbed my Vita and you know I'm taking that around with me a little bit more just because it's pocket sized. And I put Suikoden because I never finished that one. I've played it before, but I've never actually finished the game. But I had gotten a lot of other RPGs, like JRPGs, off the PlayStation Network for the prospect of, you know, actually putting it on the Vita or something and playing it at some point, because there's a bunch of PS1 JRPGs. But I did get the Grandia games. I think they even had one for like PS2 I might have grabbed, but I'd have to play that on PS3. Can't do that on the Vita, unfortunately. But I got the Suikoden. I got, I don't know, a bunch of other shit. It's just like, there was a period where it seemed like they were shutting down the PlayStation Store, and I'm like, well, you know, just for the sake of potentially being able to play some of these games portably, I might as well grab a few. So I just started getting a handful of things left and right, and I don't know, probably spent maybe about $60-70 or something total, just grabbing a handful of classic games. And I haven't gotten through most of them yet. Most of them I've actually probably already played, but it's just like nice to actually have them on a portable console. But yeah, there's a lot of RPGs out there that I'd like to play at some point. It's just I got to find the time to do it because they're so goddamn long. But anyway, it looks like the bitrate evened itself out. We seem to be back to normal rate now, so I don't think I got to worry about it too much. But yeah, give me a sec. I'm going to switch over to another game, so I will be right back. Don't go anywhere.